But now we're at Washington's farewell. Washington was looking forward to this for some time. So he actually used James Madison's farewell address that he had written in 1792, but he also had Hamilton write it to update some other things. And interestingly, Washington's farewell address used to be read in Congress every February 22nd, up until the 1970s in our country, when we lost sight of George Washington's greatness and how great this farewell address actually is. It's kind of misnamed because it was not a speech. It was a paper that was given to the press and was published. He never spoke this. It wasn't an address at all. In the book that I have that contains the farewell address, it's 10 pages. It's not a short address, but it is interesting. It was written for the ages. It was not written for that particular time. And there's basically different themes. The main theme is national unity. He did not like the fact that we are now in two separate camps. He spoke at length as what we can do to work together. The East and the West, the North and the South. We all have our interests, but are intertwined in so many ways. We really need to stay together. We are Americans. We should not think of ourselves as Virginians or people from Massachusetts or any individual state or region. We are Americans. That was the main theme of the first part of this address. And then he talks about foreign relations. There's a misconception, or a misquote, I should say, that is often attributed to this. Entangling alliances is not in this address. That's actually something that Jefferson had in his first inaugural. It's permanent alliances that Washington was against. And he spoke of international relations as interests. We're not friends. There's this quote at the bottom: no greater error than to expect real favors from nation to nation. They are not our friends. They have interests. We have interests. That is what needs to be focused on when we have treaties with other nations. And then finally, he defends the Constitution as something that has just claim for your confidence and support. The Constitution is not perfect, but it is the best that we can have at this point. And we have the amendment process that can fix things. So these are the three main themes in his farewell address. If you ever have a chance to read it, it's much better than most of what Washington ever writes. And I say that because anytime you read at length something that Washington has written, it is difficult, it is tedious, it is wordy, it is not fun reading. Fortunately, this was Madison and Hamilton who put this together, so it's much more easy to read, although still very intellectual.